Namaste Shak, this is Ritesh from Uttarakhand and today we are going to discuss about this box plot. Well, the box plot is quite informative but sometimes it really not easy for us to push that to the clients, particularly the business clients where they find it a little hard to understand. Basically, a box plot will graphically represent or demonstrate the locality, spread and skewness groups of numerical data, and sometimes our business users they want to have those elements but not everything, and somewhere because of that we had to drop the plan to have that box plot. So for example, if I just try to explain or simplify the representation of this box plot, this line would show 25 percentile, this is median, or this is 75 percentile, means 25 percentiles you are ahead of the 25% of the data points that you are having. So every time we used to show this box plot, they used to ask us that what is this line, what does that mean, and all. From the business side, they are more interested to see the typical range and who is ahead of that range and who is below that range. And you can have option of inserting outliers as well over there. Well, the replacement of box plot, you can say violent plot that is already there, but I think this can complicate things more than simplifying. So sharks, let me give you a demonstration. So you have the US map. These points represent different states, and these are based on the sales of that very particular state. For example, Florida is quite ahead of the rest of the states within the South region, right? So from the business perspective, maybe they are fine. I mean, like they just want to know that what is typical. Maybe 25 to 75 percentile is a typical. They just want to have that, and they also want to see that who is ahead of that very particular range or who is behind that very particular range. So sometimes they are not able to understand this. The other problem was that if I want to focus on a particular state, for example this state, now it will highlight that I'm trying to highlight that, but if you see, you can hardly detect that highlight point over there. Visually also it does not look quite appealing over there. So, what can be the alternative for this one that can be very easy for the business team to understand at the first glance only? So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean sharks, we have business box plot for you. So, here is our business box plot. Technically, it is exactly similar to the previous one. You have the 75 percentile at 25 percentile at this point, 75 percentile at this point, and it's quite clear. So, I can just say that this is typical and you can concentrate on the respective states over there. Not only that, if I want to highlight a particular state which can be seen pretty dim in the previous case, as I just showed, I can show you that again. Now the same state has been hidden somewhere there, but if you go back, it's quite clear. I can also bring in the outlier line over there, which is not necessary for this very particular visualization, but I can put it over there if needed. So, Sharks, would you help me to spread this visually appealing and simple business plot to the end users? So, Sharks, I would like you to share this with your 90% of the employees who are still making use of the traditional box plot or who are not even making use of it. So, Sharks, are you going to help me to help others? Okay, Ritesh. So, how did you make it? Sure, Shak. I'll show you how did we create this. This is pretty straightforward. For now, you can see that if I click on any region, I can see the respect to sales over there. So how did we create this? I can go to this very particular sheet. And if you can see, you have sum of sales and you have average one. Now this is a dual axis. So I just go and uncheck this. And here you can see how we have managed. Now this is sum of sales on the left hand side, circle, going down to the granularity state. So we are good with that. But please check this one. It should be Gantt bar. Remember that Gantt bar is pretty important. And after that, if you see the added reference line, I've created a calculation. So this 25 and 75 percentile is based on average of include state sum of sales. Right? You can create a calculation and you can make use of that. That's it. And as far as format is concerned, fill teal light, and I say okay. And here we go. I can just go back to the dual axis and we get this user friendly, client friendly box plot or say business box plot. So Ritesh, I can offer you 90%, make it available to 90% of the employees, but can you give 50% of your equity? That means you have two Tableau ambassador titles, right? Can you give one out of these two titles to me? No, sir, we cannot give titles like that. But if you help the community, you can get title yourself. Okay, sir, not yours, not mine. Can we just settle at 80% then? So deal pakki. Thank you, Sharks. I appreciate it. Okay, deal pakki, Ritesh.